Einstein's theoretical gravitational wave has been detected by LIGO. There is so much low-hanging fruit with this alleged detection, it's hard to know where to start. This video will demonstrate how this experiment is the perfect microcosm of scientism. More specifically, how this detection fails to meet the scrutiny of the scientific method, a few possible motivations for falsifying the results, and how easy it would be to hoax. LIGO's mission is to directly observe Einstein's theorized gravitational waves of cosmic origin. Measurable emissions of gravitational waves are expected from such incidents as collisions of black holes, supernova explosions of massive stars, accreting neutron stars, and remnants of gravitational radiation created by the birth of the universe. LIGO stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. As a side note, the interferometer was invented by Albert A. Michelson, the very first American Nobel Prize winner. Michelson is one of many Nobel laureates, inventors, and scientists who reject Einstein's theory of relativity. In 1994, with a budget of $395 million, LIGO stood as the largest overall funded NSF, National Science Foundation, project in history. The NSF is funded by taxpayer via Congress. The project broke ground in Hanford, Washington in late 1994 and in Livingston, Louisiana in 1995. In August 2002, LIGO began to search for cosmic gravitational waves. In 2010, after months of painstaking analysis, everyone involved with LIGO is convinced that they had seen a signal from two dead stars colliding to create a black hole. They wrote 3 scientific papers to announce the discovery and fully detailed the procedures they went through to convince themselves. The discovery paper was titled Evidence for the Direct Detection of Gravitational Waves from a Black Hole Binary Coalescence. Then the scientists involved gathered in California in March of 2011 to decide where to publish the paper and how to make the grand announcement. It was here that LIGO management told them it was a hoax, a blind injection to test the team's ability to recognize and react to a real discovery. So what is a blind injection? To test the incredibly complicated devices, LIGO physicists had developed a mechanical system to give them a shake and inject a fake signal. Injections can be done in 2 ways. Out in the open when researchers are tuning up the machine, and secretly when they are taking data. Those later, blind injections, are meant to keep researchers on their toes. Only 4 LIGO leaders know when such injections are made, and that information is supposed to be revealed only after potential signal has been thoroughly scrutinized and written up for publication. Initial LIGO operations between 2002 and 2010 did not detect any gravitational waves. In 2010, work began on the next phase of LIGO development called Enhanced LIGO. This involved a multi-year shutdown while the detectors were replaced by much improved Advanced LIGO versions. By mid-September 2015, the world's largest gravitational wave facility completed a 5-year, $205 million overhaul at a total cost of $620 million. Coincidentally, LIGO observed Einstein's gravitational wave on September 14, 2015, just 2 days after the advanced LIGO detectors were turned back on and began collecting data. LIGO leadership allowed the publication of the paper, Detection of Gravitational Waves, on February 11, 2016, suggesting this was not a blind injection but the real thing. What caused this signal? Billions of years ago, 1.3 billion light years away, 2 black holes merged, creating a ripple in the space-time continuum. That ripple reached Earth just 2 days after the LIGO was back online, causing the interferometer to let out a single chirp. Let's dissect each piece of this and compare it against the scientific method. 1. Billions of years ago. Not observable or repeatable. 1.3 billion light years away. Again, not observable, not repeatable. The truth is that we are unable to measure billions of years in time, nor can we measure billions of light years in distance. The scientific establishment utilizes a circular logic to substantiate these distances and times. We know it was billions of years ago because it occurred billions of miles away. We know it occurred billions of miles away because it took billions of years to reach us. Number 3. Two black holes merged. This was not observable, and black holes are still considered largely theoretical. I know. Some have claimed a black hole has been discovered due to the observed behavior of light in distant space, but with very little evidence to support such a claim. Number 4. The ripple caused the interferometer to chirp. Again, the scientific method is cast aside. There is no evidence that two black holes merged, much less that the merging caused the alleged chirp. Observable and repeatable are conveniently missing again. The most common response to anything that borders on conspiratorial is, "It can't be a hoax. Too many people would have to be in on it. Somebody would spill the beans." The blind injection, conducted in 2010, demonstrates how this reasoning does not hold water. Of roughly 1,000 scientists working at LIGO, only 4 of the top leaders knew that the gravitational wave was fake. Is it feasible that the chirp heard in September of 2014 was also a blind injection? I would posit there are a few motives worth considering that might have led to a blind injection. 1. LIGO had spent $620 million of the taxpayers' money and would have definitely felt the pressure to produce results. 2. The next phase of LIGO involves building an observatory in space located halfway between the Sun and the Earth. The cost of spaceborne LIGO certainly wouldn't be entertained without results from the $620 million spent on the ground-based system. 3. Gravity is a primordial glue that holds the well-constructed illusion of our world together. Without the unproven, inconsistent force, the whole construct falls apart in a ball of flames. No Big Bang, no expanding universe, no sun hurtling through space at 500,000 miles per hour, no Earth revolving around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour while spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, no ocean sticking to and curving around a spinning ball. Thus, the motivation may have been to simply keep the illusion of our world intact. Unfortunately, the scientific establishment, again, has a monopoly on verification. We find ourselves in a position where we can identify the total disregard of the scientific method, and yet are expected to give blind faith to the priests of scientism with their special knowledge that only they can control through such things as LIGO and the Hubble telescope. This is not science, it's scientism. It is religious dogma.